Hey guys, what's up? So today in this video we are going to be looking at the game played between Mikhail Tal and Ben Larsen. So this game was played back in 1965 in Yugoslavia during the candidates tournament. So let's get started with the game. So now we have e4 by Mikhail Tal and c5 by Ben Larsen. So this is the Sicilian defense against the king's pawn opening, and now we have knight to f3, and now we see knight c6. So this is the knight c6 variation of the Sicilian defense. Now we have d4, which means that white is going for the open Sicilian. So now we have pawn takes d4, knight takes d4, and now we have e6. And now we see knight to c3, and now we have d6. After this we see bishop to e3, basically protecting the knight on d4. And now we have knight to f6, attacking the pawn on e4, which is already protected by the knight on c3. And now we have f4. So now this f4 expansion is basically taking away the key squares e5 and g5. So now we have bishop to e7, and this is basically the meaning should be something like castling on the king side now after bishop to e7. So white goes for queen to f3. Basically idea is to castle on the queen side, and now we have castling on the king side by black and castling on the queen side by white. And after this we see queen to c7, basically just trying to bring this bring this rook to d8. And now we have knight to b5, and now we see queen to b8, basically forcing black queen to retreat back. So she does by playing queen to b8, and now we have g4, and now we see this a6 move, basically kicking away this knight from this b5 square. So now we have knight d4, knight takes d4, bishop takes d4 is what we see on the board, and now we see this b5. And after this we have g5, basically kicking away this knight from this f6 square. And now we have knight to d7, and now we see this bishop to d3 move, after which we see b4, basically kicking away this knight from the c3 square. So white goes for this intentional positional sacrifice, because now it's pretty simple, because this bishops on d3 and d4 are already looking at the king side, which means there is something fishy along the diagonals. So that is what Mikhail Tal thinks, and that is how Mikhail Tal thinks in this game. So he does by playing knight to d5, which is a positional sacrifice, as I told you earlier. Now we have pawn takes d5, pawn takes d5, and now we see this f5 move. So now basically closing the diagonals, and now we have rook de1 attacking the bishop on e7, and now we have rook to f7, basically protecting the bishop, which was previously being attacked by this rook on e1. And now we have h4, basically going for this breaking of this h7 square. So let's see how white does it. So now we have bishop to b7, and now we see bishop takes f5. Now after bishop takes f5 we see rook takes f5, and now we see rook takes e7, attacking the knight on d7 now. And now we have knight to e5, and now we see queen to e4. And this could have been much better, but let's see how black continues. So now we have queen to f8, and now we see this pawn takes e5 move, and now we have rook to f4, basically attacking the queen. And now we have queen to e3, now we see this rook to f3 move, queen to e2, and now black doesn't have rook to f2, because then it would be queen takes f2, since it is in the support of this bishop on d4. And now we have queen takes e7, and now we see queen takes f3, and now we have d takes e5. And now this d takes e5 move, basically pretty much forcing this bishop to retreat back. So white plays rook to e1, basically trying to stop any retreating back of this bishop, because it's not so good at this point of time, because it's losing a tempo. So white goes for this line, because now black cannot capture this knight on, I mean this bishop on d4, since rook takes e7 is already on the air. So we have rook d8, and now we have rook takes e5, and now we have queen to d6, and now we have queen to f4, and now at this point of time rook to e8 is what is threatened. So we have rook to f8. Now we see queen to e4, and now we have b3, and this b3 looks a lot fishy, and let's see how the game goes after this. So now we have a takes b3, and now we have a check. Now we see this king to d2, and now we have queen to b4 check, and now we have c3, basically forcing lines coming in. So now we have queen to d6, and now we have bishop to c5, and bishop to c5 moves basically a sacrifice. And let's see what white has in mind. Let's see how Ben Larsen tries to avoid such lines, or let's see if he falls for it. So now actually he fell for it. So now we have rook to e8 check, and now basically pretty much forcing this rook on f1 to come back to f8. So the rook comes back to f8, and now we have queen to e6 check, and now after this king to h8, and now we see queen to f7, and now at this point of time Ben Larsen resigned. So I hope you like this game, I hope you like this video as well. So if you liked it, don't forget to give it a like by clicking the like button below this video, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel in case if you want to check out my other videos as well. So I'll see you in the next video in case if you are present in the next video as a viewer. So bye for now.